One of the ones that I'm very questionable about is this Nipsey Hussle video.
What about
it? I don't buy it.
Oh, you know, I got a little thing I do. I just tell you put some money up.
How much money you want me to put up?
Whatever you want to put up. How many you want to see is like about 15 different text messages, probably like 10, 12 videos. How many of them you want to see?
The latest drama shaking the industry hit like a thunderbolt. A wild claim from Wack 100 saying he personally caught Lauren London with Diddy, and the streets haven't stopped buzzing since. This wasn't some soft rumor or casual whisper either. Wack dropped it with confidence, detail, and that signature energy that lets everyone know he ain't scared to ruffle feathers. The second his words hit the internet, everything exploded. Timelines lit up, comment sections went nuclear, and fans started arguing like they were in the room when it all went down. Because Lauren London, that's a name tied to respect, tied to tragedy, tied to a man the streets still honor every single day, Nipsey Hussle. And Diddy, that's someone currently buried under lawsuits, accusations, and controversy that keeps stacking higher than skyscrapers. Putting their names together in one sentence already sounds chaotic, but claiming Wack actually caught them together sent the whole culture into overdrive. According to Wack, he walked in on something that didn't look like a casual meetup or innocent conversation. He hinted the energy between Lauren and Diddy wasn't the kind you mistake for business, and he talked like someone who knew exactly what he saw. That alone had fans shaking their heads, wondering what this means, what was really going on behind the scenes, and why two people with such different reputations would end up linked like this. People online immediately started breaking down his story frame by frame, word by word, dissecting every detail like detectives on a high-profile case. They pulled up old footage, old interviews, old party photos, hunting for clues they might have missed. Some users posted theories saying this meeting wasn't new, claiming insiders had whispered similar things before, but never loud enough to go public.
I'll crack you up.
But the other half of the internet snapped back, calling Wack messy, calling him reckless, saying he was only trying to stir up chaos in the middle of Diddy's downfall. They said Lauren never gets involved in drama and didn't deserve to be dragged into someone else's storm. But that only made the story grow more legs, because whenever somebody tries to shut down a rumor, the internet loves pushing it further. Suddenly, bigger bloggers, gossip platforms, and hip-hop personalities were all chiming in, adding fuel to a fire that was already burning hot. Diddy's name has been trending non-stop for months due to all the lawsuits, raids, investigations, and accusations stacking up like dominoes ready to fall. So when this new scandal popped up, people said it felt like the final spark in a room full of gasoline. And through all of this noise, Diddy stayed silent. No post, no denial, no pushback. Meanwhile, Lauren stayed completely off the grid, which only made people talk louder, because silence in the middle of a scandal always sounds like a confession to the internet. The whole situation created one of the most intense debates of the year, and it's only getting louder as more voices jump in. This wasn't just a rumor, it became a cultural earthquake shaking everybody connected to the names involved.
No, I'm saying Lauren introduced me to Puff.
Oh, got you.
I mean, I knew Puff, but it was more of a personal relationship after, you know, we was at Cassie's birthday.
As the story kept spreading, every blog, podcast, and hip-hop platform jumped on it, each one trying to figure out whether Wack was exposing something real or just stirring the pot again. Social media turned into a courtroom overnight. People analyzing Wack's tone, his track record, his past exposés, and whether he ever lies when he talks this bold. And let's be honest, Wack 100 has a long history of dropping bombshells on the culture. He's the type of dude who talks like he got files, footage, and facts locked away for rainy days. Every time he steps into a conversation, things shift. So when someone like him makes a claim this explosive, the streets don't brush it off. They pay attention. People who believe Wack started pulling up old clips showing Diddy around Lauren London at events, award shows, industry functions, trying to build a timeline. They pointed out how Diddy tends to move in silence, how he stays surrounded by people he later gets connected to romantically, and how he always keeps his social circles tight and private. Folks said if Diddy wanted to move with someone secretly, he'd know exactly how to make that happen. And with Wack saying he caught something personally, people said that kind of detail don't just fall out of thin air. But critics weren't letting the story slide either. They fired back hard. They accused Wack of using Lauren's name for shock value, interview, saying she's been through enough and shouldn't be dragged into Diddy's problems just because the internet is starving for the next scandal. They said Wack knows how to manipulate attention, knows how to get headlines, and might be trying to capitalize on the chaos surrounding Diddy's legal battles. Some folks even said Wack was trolling, using Lauren's spotless image to make the story more explosive.
He finna let people know he was hitting Nip baby mama. You see it's coming out. Cause you know Cassie and her was best friends. So when a playing like the way Diddy playing, this is real shit. My woman right there. My woman's right there.
Diddy everybody in the industry that we like.
If I tell my woman...
That I don't disagree with.
Listen,
Listen,
you think if Diddy told Cassie, make that happen with Laura, it wasn't gonna happen? You heard Nip?
I think they have incredible power. I would doubt nothing that comes out of that camp over there. I doubt
Okay,
nothing.
so that's what I'm saying.
We learn more than we ever needed to know.
But my question to you is, because outside of his sexual preference, what problem did you have with Nip?
Meanwhile, other people started asking the deeper questions, not about whether Wack lied, but about what this means if it's true. Why was Lauren meeting with Diddy? Was it business? Was it personal? Was it something that happened in the past or something recent? The mystery only made the situation more intense, and every hour, new theories popped up online. Some claimed Diddy always kept a close eye on stars after tragedy, pointing out his past connections with women the culture respects. Others suggested Lauren might have been caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nobody knew the truth, but everybody wanted answers. And in the middle of this blazing storm, Diddy still said nothing. And that silence hit harder than Wack's words, because Diddy usually claps back quick when somebody lies on him. But now, everything's quiet, and the culture knows too well. When a scandal hits someone already drowning in accusations, silence feels dangerous. It feels like something bigger might be hidden behind the scenes. And right now, the streets believe this story is just one piece of something even more chaotic waiting to be uncovered.
Now, you taking a spiritual person who's asking for something. He said, I wanted that same feel as life after death. That same feel was that Biggie got murdered and he went on to sell about 10 million albums or 10 million copies. I was saying, you gotta watch what you say to demons, because it just might come true.
This scandal didn't just stay online. It started spilling into conversations among rappers, influencers, and insiders who've known Diddy and Lauren for years. People began telling their own stories, connecting dots, and dropping subtle hints like they were scared to speak too loud but still wanted to be heard. Some said Diddy has always moved unpredictable behind closed doors, always surrounded by people who later became part of drama. Others said Lauren had been trying to keep her life peaceful, away from chaos, and this rumor dragged her into a storm she never asked for. Behind the scenes, things got even crazier. Private group chats leaked, screenshots popped up, influencers claimed they heard the same thing months ago. Some were saying Diddy was known for keeping circles of actresses, models, and industry women around him for years, something people ignored before, but are now re-examining because of all the lawsuits he's facing. Every new post online added another layer to the scandal, making it feel like the internet was watching a live investigation happen in real time. But the part that shook everyone the most was the reaction coming out of Los Angeles, especially from people who were close to Nipsey Hussle. The energy was tense. These were people who respected Nipsey deeply and still treat his legacy like sacred territory. Lauren's name being tied to someone like Diddy, especially now while Diddy is under heavy fire, made the situation 10 times more emotional. Folks said this rumor wasn't just messy, it was disrespectful to a legacy the city still protects with their whole chest. But again, nobody knew whether the story was true or not, and that made the whole situation more explosive.
I went to a seminar about death.
Okay, you have to tell. Well, you're
Oh
just
my
telling
God.
me this now.
I know, yeah.
Please share. Please share. Why?
I have a friend.
Why were you there, and what did you learn?
I learned that no one really dies, and that, you know, it's just an experience in the physical form, and we're attached to our personalities, but that we're just souls, and that we continue and continue and continue. And if you have a spiritual relationship with someone on earth, you will have one with them when you leave earth. So I did this like 2-day seminar on death. So
And this was how long ago?
I had to be like 25.
What sent you there? Do you find that weird though?
I'm weird.
No, it's not weird that you would go. It's almost like you were preparing yourself for what you would have to
Well,
deal
I
with.
told you I didn't have such a connection to Earth at a young age.
I know, but you don't find that as like you were preparing yourself for what you were gonna have to deal with.
Well, that we're all gonna have to deal with.
Every time Wack 100 went live, people tuned in like they were watching a courtroom stream. He kept standing on his story, repeating that he didn't lie, didn't exaggerate, didn't misread what he saw. He sounded confident, too confident for some people's comfort. He even doubled down by saying the industry has kept secrets about Diddy for years, and he wasn't scared to be the one to break the silence. And that's what kept the scandal alive. The energy, the tension, the mystery, the unanswered questions. Nobody stepped forward to clear things up. Nobody denied anything. No statement ever came out. The silence became louder than any confirmation or denial ever could. Wack's claim didn't just embarrass the people involved, it exposed cracks across the entire entertainment world. Because if someone as respected as Lauren London could get dragged into Diddy's chaos, then who else is next? The scandal kept growing, shifting, and twisting as new voices jumped in, each one adding fuel to a fire that had already sparked one of the most viral conversations of the year. And the streets knew one thing for sure: Wack didn't drop this by accident, he dropped it with purpose.
Nip had no ego. So, you know what I'm saying? Like Nip came to me and said, I want you to mentor me. You know, I want to get into real estate. I want you to teach me all your, you know what I mean, like your business secrets. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whenever you got questions, pull up. And then on his last album, people do not know this. Somebody tried to jerk me, but I fixed it. I actually am one of the executive producers of Nipsey Hussle's last album.
Victory Lap.
Yeah, Victory Lap. So a lot of people don't know this. We got them to change it in Wikipedia. Somebody over at the label tried to leave my name out, but he came to me and said, I want you to be a part of helping me finish up this album. And so I was a part of not just the records I was on with him on his last album. He was like, yo, I'm a big fan of like Life After Death.
As the days went on, more people began digging into Diddy's timeline. Old parties, old events, old appearances, old celebrity run-ins, trying to find any trace that might connect Lauren and Diddy in a way Wack's story hinted at. People found photos of them in the same room years apart, red carpet events where they crossed paths briefly, and charity events where they appeared near each other. None of it proved anything, but the internet didn't need proof, it needed patterns. And once people feel like they see a pattern, the narrative locks in like a seatbelt. Meanwhile, insiders began whispering that Wack wasn't the only one who knew about the situation. A few bloggers claimed they'd heard similar stories, but kept them quiet out of respect for Lauren. Others said the industry always covered for Diddy, that journalists, PR teams, artists, and executives stayed silent for decades because they were scared of his power and reach. But now that Diddy's empire is cracking, people feel safe speaking up, and if Wack was the first domino, others might be ready to fall next. People also pointed out that Diddy has been tied to multiple women over the years, some confirmed, some rumored, and every time there was always a layer of confusion, secrecy, and unpredictability. So hearing Lauren's name thrown into that mix pushed people into full-blown curiosity mode. They wanted answers, receipts, screenshots, inside info, anything to prove or debunk the claim. But every day that went by without clarity made the situation bigger. At the same time, the conversation around Lauren grew emotional. Fans defended her fiercely, saying she deserves peace. They don't want to see her name smeared, and they don't want to see Nipsey's legacy pulled into drama. But the internet is wild. The louder fans defended her, the more some trolls pushed the rumor. The controversy became a tug of war between people protecting Laura's name and people feeding the scandal. And just when the noise was reaching a boiling point, Wack hopped online again, doubling down even harder than before. He repeated the same story with even more confidence, adding that the industry better get ready because he wasn't backing down no matter who got upset. That moment made the entire conversation jump to a new level because now Wack wasn't just telling a story. He was challenging the entire entertainment world to confront something they didn't want to address. Every move Diddy made, or didn't make, added fuel to the tension. His silence looked suspicious, his legal situation looked unstable, his connections looked shaky, and the culture started asking a bigger question. If this story came out at this moment, what else could be hiding in the shadows? This wasn't just a scandal anymore, it was a spotlight shining directly on two of the most talked about names in the game. one respected by millions, the other collapsing under the weight of his own history. With the rumors spiraling out of control, one thing became clear. The culture wasn't just reacting to the claim, the culture was reacting to the timing. Diddy is facing lawsuits, accusations, investigations, raids, and an avalanche of people stepping forward with stories that shake his empire to its core. For a man once celebrated as a mogul, he now sits in the center of one of the biggest falls from grace the entertainment world has ever seen. So for Wack to drop a bomb like this right now when Diddy is already under maximum pressure, it felt strategic, it felt targeted, it felt like Wack wasn't just exposing a moment, he was exposing an era. And while the industry scrambled, one thing remained steady. The streets believed Wack more than they believed the silence coming from the people involved. That's what made this scandal different. Usually rumors fade away quick, but not this one. This one grew legs, arms, and a whole new heart because people said Wack doesn't say something this big unless he stands on it. And the more Wack stood on it, the louder the conversation got. People also noticed something deeper, the way Diddy's name keeps popping up in situations nobody wants to see him connected to. Every week, a new headline hits. Every day, a new clip surfaces. Every hour, another allegation trends. This rumor only added weight to a man already drowning in controversy, making it feel like the culture is watching him unravel in slow motion. And the more his silence stretched on, the more fans assumed there was truth hiding behind the smoke. Meanwhile, Lauren's fans stayed loyal, defending her name with passion, shutting down trolls, and reminding everyone of the grace she carries. But even that couldn't stop the scandal's momentum, because once a story hits the internet, it takes on a life of its own. When Wack doubled down again, saying he wouldn't take a word back, people realized this rumor wasn't going away. It became part of the growing pile of stories shaping Diddy's downfall. A downfall happening in real time with the whole world watching. And the more the scandal spread, the more folks started treating this as a sign that the entertainment industry is finally cracking open after years of hiding secrets behind red carpets and award shows. At the end of the day, this situation showed how fast a single claim can shake the culture when it hits the right names at the right time. This story is far from over, and new voices keep jumping in every day, ready to expose more secrets or defend the truth they believe in. Whether the full truth ever comes out or stays buried in Hollywood shadows, one thing is guaranteed. The scandal has already changed the conversation around two of the biggest names tied to the story. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next drop.